Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Alright, again, I've got a bunch of Arizona agate nodules we're going to cut. These are all from the Gila Bend Mountain Range, just outside of Phoenix. Let's walk through them real quick. So this first one, I really like the color of the husk. Saw some signs of banding on the back, but the whole front's been sheared off. You can see some banded agate around the edge and then a quartz center. Now if I cut parallel to that face, but a little further back, will the quartz pinch out, become smaller and more banded agate? That's kind of what I'm hoping for. Don't see any fractures in this one really, just that little window. So I want to try to keep out of that. Love the color on that though. I'm sure that color is just on the skin. Doesn't go in too deep, but you never know. So let's get this thing cut and we'll see what it looks like. All right, this one's kind of odd. It's got some really pretty banded agate on that side. It's got quartz over here with a druzy pocket where it's been broken off. But I don't think the agate goes very deep. I think it's just that deep, and then it turns into something else, like maybe a moss or a tube or something. A little Odie hair, sorry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna try to place the cut so it's kind of into this, but it's gonna be hard. Can't be completely into that. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, I like the color. It's a small one, but it might be nice. No windows. A little one with no windows. And then this guy, he's got a window. He's got some possible fractures and a window. Also a broken edge. Got to cut through that somewhere. So we'll cut it through here, parallel to that and that. See if we can get a full face out of it. Hopefully no fractures. Okay, this one's got some banded agate around the outside, quartz, and then a floater in the middle. But on this end, I don't see anything but agate. So at some point, that quartz goes away. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to cut some slabs off of this until I get into the, either the pattern goes away or gets better. We'll see. I bet we can get something out of that. All right, nodule with no windows. All right, a little bit of a window here that's been weathered. Looks like banded agate. Nice window on that end, very weathered. And then this guy, so tell it's broken off here. Really pretty banding around the outside, quartz center, maybe some tubes on the edge. Very thin, and then a slightly different pattern on the back with some different material with some color in it right there. Fortunately, this part's broken off, and I'll have to cut through that. But what I'm going to try to do is cut it down the middle, parallel to those two faces. I hope this stays together and doesn't break, and I can get it fairly even. Sometimes I try to make an even cut and one side's way thicker than the other, but we'll see. But I want to see what pattern shows up and if we can get a full pattern worth polishing. All right, that's what I got for today. So let's get these on the saw, get them cut, and I'll be right back with the results. All right, everybody, back from the saw. Let's see how we did. Let's start with this one, just because it's big and I want to get it out of the way. Had the quartz, was hoping for more banding. Let's see. Alright, well, it does have some banding around the outside edge, but it's got a really nasty fracture going into it. It's from the saw blade there. Nice pattern around the outside with the banding. Alright. Would have been nice without that fracture, but it's still pretty neat. Okay, let's go through some of these little ones. And, alright, mostly quartz, a little bit of banding. And it's alternating between the two, so it's kind of neat looking. Alright. Well, this is different. So it's got a little bit of banding. You can see on either end here, mostly quartz in the middle. But if you look at this side, the quartz is starting to fade out into the rest of that agate. So this is what it looks like in those outer bands, all made up of those snowflakes or platelets or whatever you want to call them. Really cool looking. Huh, that might look neat polished. Nice. Okay. Next up, I slabbed this one. So this is what it started with. You had the banding, quartz, and then a floater on that end. Solid agate on that end. And I was hoping it would turn solid, and one of these would be worth cabin or something. Let's see how we did. All right, we'll start with this one. All right, well, pretty much kept the same. Banding quartz floater on either side of the cut. And still the same. The floater's getting more centered, thinner. Outside banding's really nice. And the floater's getting smaller. Quartz is getting more pronounced. Thicker banding on the outside. Alright, a lot thicker banding on the outside. A little bit of quartz in the middle. And then the heel, pretty much the same. Alright, so it got pretty thin before we got out of that quartz. If I would have taken another cut, I may have gotten out of the quartz, but it wasn't worth cutting any further because then I wouldn't be able to polish this heel if I wanted to. So that's where I stopped. Okay, next up, this is the one that had the druzy pocket, quartz, banded agate. But the agate only looked like it went to about here and then it turned into something else. So let's find out how it came out. Huh. Let's start with this side. So that banded agate around the outside chipped a little, unfortunately. The quartz is just right here. And then it turns into that kind of a milky white. I'm not sure if that's a waterline banding or it could possibly be a common opal that we got into. So this side, common opal almost goes all the way to the bottom, or waterline, whatever it is. Huh. I don't know. I might actually consider taking another cut just to see what it does once it gets into this. That's pretty neat looking. It does have a I think that's a healed fracture right there. All right, different. All right. Let's see how this one came out. All right, we have a quartz center with banding around the outside. Nice pattern. Quartz is pretty clean. Small one though, but it would look nice polished. All right, another little one. Ooh, all right, different. So it's got the banded agate at the top, and then I always want to call this like a moss agate or something, but it's more like chalcedony with host rock peppered into it. And it usually is pitted, and you can tell this one is. But the pattern's really neat. And again, it would look nice polished. The dark areas would be pitted, but everything else would polish nicely. Cool. All right, three left. All right, so this one had the banded pattern on either side, cut it in the middle. Let's see how we did. Oh man, it does have a fracture. It's a healed fracture, but it's right in the middle. Oh, that is such a cool pattern too. It's got some fracturing down at this end as well. Wow. All right. Well, it would look nice polished though. Cool. All right, two left. Again, this is one that I wanted to cut down the middle. It had the interesting banding with a little bit of something going on here, some quartz. You can see the quartz with the banding around it. I did get a good cut. I did keep this one fairly parallel down the middle. Let's see how it came out. Oh, it does have a fracture. But look at that banding on the outside and the pattern in it. Oh, that's a shame it's got the fractures in it, but then look at that. Okay, so whatever this is the back side of that where I haven't quite got into it. You can see a little bit here. And it's that banded agate, and it gets darker. And a little floater in the middle. That is really cool though. All right. Last up, a little one, and I kind of screwed the cut up on this. It started to bind up in the saw. So it's got some funky saw marks, but I can clean those up. Let's see what it looks like. All right, other than the weird saw marks, perfect pattern, no fractures, a little bit of chipping. If I put a little bit of a dome on that, that'll come out nice, a little small. And then this side's even better. All right, that's the last one in this video. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like. If you didn't, hit the dislike. Drop me a comment, let me know why. And if you're not a subscriber and you enjoyed the video, please consider hitting the subscribe for me. All right, we'll see you guys on the next video. Have a good one. Bye.